You mentioned playing Kyle at the 4 and how my hurts on the backboard. When you're on offense, you feel like he might have an advantage with a forward guarding him?
Well, Kyle played better basketball last year. And the reason he played better basketball last year, he was being defended by 4 men all the time, and he can outmaneuver 4 guys and go around them and get open more. Now that he's playing strictly 3, it's more difficult on him because he's not a bounce guy. So it may help Kyle. That's why he played so well, because he was defended by a 4. And 4s have a very difficult time defending Kyle Pure because he moves so well, he beats him down the floor. 3s don't have a difficult time defending Kyle. So it may help him in that regard, doing that. And I'm curious to see how it would work. I just wonder whether Wayne was ready for that many minutes in the basketball game. But we may not have a choice. We're going to have to find out, I think.
Having been the Knicks coach or Knicks fan, what do you think of this Jeremy Lin stuff? Is it unbelievable to you that a guy could come from nowhere?
I think it's as much fun as I'm having with a group of my New York friends, because we keep texting back and forth. I said, I hope we win in Chicago to have a Lin and tonic. It's all these sayings. We go back and forth with each other. And it's great not only for New York, but when you're a long-suffering Knicks fan, and I'm a Knicks season ticket holder, and every year I root for, obviously, the home team, and it's really been, not only has it been difficult to watch, but they haven't been fun basketball teams. And here's a guy who is a 6'3", who gets cut by 2 different teams and comes in and just is making everybody better. And we have suddenly a bright young future, and he's a minimum salary guy. And the biggest question they have now is, can he play with these other guys? And of course he can, because he's a point guard. He'll make them better. It's up to him to get the ball to Carmelo, at the right point, right time, as well as the other guys, and he will. So it's exciting. It really is. But it's exciting how he captures the imagination. And here you go through a football season with a Tebow mania, and now even more so with this young man, because there's still a question in people's minds whether Tim Tebow is a legitimate quarterback. I don't think there's any question in anybody's mind whether this guy's a legitimate point guard in the NBA. He has outscored every great player in his first 6 games. And then he decides, because Stoudemire comes back, let me just set my teammates up more, and gets 13 assists. So it's great, and it could happen to no better franchise than a suffering New York franchise. So I think it's great, and I think it's great because the Asian market is so big in basketball globally, so gigantic. So for him to be a Asian American, and it's capturing the imagination, bringing out all the fans on the road as well, and everybody's having a lot of fun with it. And on top of it, he's a 4-year graduate of Harvard. So that's great as well.
And Chris Smith's now a big Knicks fan too. JR signed.
Oh, did he sign with the Knicks?
Yeah.
He did. I'm shocked at that. Chris didn't think he would do that. Shocked at that. That's interesting.
Well, JR tweeted it, so I don't know that
No.
Yeah, Chris didn't think that would happen. He didn't think that he would do that, and that's really, really a surprise. But great for JR, great for everybody. That gives him another scorer.
I talked to Jerry Smith yesterday. He's trying to do what Lin did. He's in the DL. He's lost 20 pounds. He's playing point guard now. Have you seen any video of him or talked to him?
I have, and Milton Lee, his general manager of the team, is a very close friend of mine. And you know how long I tried to get Jerry to lose weight, but like a young man I had, Donnie Brown of Providence, it really wasn't good weight that he was losing. He was just trying to starve himself before he'd weigh in every day. That's not the way to lose weight. And now Jerry looks tremendous. He is. I think his body fat is way down. He looks great, playing great. And I asked Milton. I said, "Is there a chance that he get called up by New Jersey?" He said, "Coach, probably not by us, because we got 15 guaranteed contracts, but definitely by someone else. He's playing that well." So we're very excited for Jerry. I'm hoping he gets a shot because he looks terrific. He's playing really good basketball.
They made the All-Star team.
Yep. That's what he called me about that.
Did you see him as a point guard?
Not with that body type that he has, but now I do. Now I do, because point guard in the NBA is a lot different, because you have a 24-second clock. Now they have a rule 8 seconds in the backcourt. Okay, so basically you're playing with a 16 to 18 second shot clock. So you have to be able to run a pick and roll, make people better. You have to beat people off the bounce, or you have to be great at a certain skill if you're a front court player. And Jerry's doing that right now, so it's great to see.
Is Edgar okay? He was at the game the other night.
Yeah, he's got about 8 more weeks left before he plays basketball. Still a little bit of a limp, in a very serious accident, but he'll get back. You know, Edgar was playing very good basketball also. And Edgar and Jerry both are the type of guys that could play overseas, play in the NBDL, they get more experience, they get better defensively, they get stronger, they get wiser, and they become better, and then they get called up. And a lot of players go through that same ritual to make it to the big leagues.
Did Shane at all in that Syracuse game take any steps back defensively? It seemed like in a couple of situations in the second half, he was out of position. Now, I could be wrong about who was out of position.
No, you're right, he was out of position. But you don't see how, Shane was never a good defensive player in high school. Like most high school kids, he was trying to stay out of foul trouble. So now he comes into a system that's a hybrid. That depending on where the ball goes, depending on where the cutters go, it's very difficult for a freshman not only to play it, but to pick it up. So in his defense, he has made remarkable strides defensively. But he still struggles, but so did Wayne in that game, who's much more gifted defensively than he is. But he struggled of knowing what the other team's going to run. It's a scouting thing as much as anything. So he's made terrific strides this season, but he struggles right now because in the end, I've got to guard you, and if I can't contain you off the bounce, you're going to get beat. And that's what it's going to come down to, and that's where he has to really improve.
What has made your team more effective recently at capitalizing on other people's turnovers? Seems like you're scoring a lot off turnovers.
You know, we got a very unusual basketball team this year. You know, like last year, we have a great attitude, but there's certain things you just don't know. For instance, I'll give you an example. Not only to Wayne Blackshear, you don't know when you put him in a game against West Virginia. You know, I was kind of surprised by that because I didn't see that in practice yet. He's just practicing. But you put Russ Smith in the game. You really don't know what you're going to get. You put him in West Virginia and he helps us win the game. You put him in Syracuse, he has the quickest 4 turnovers since James Naismith invented the game. So you really sometimes with our team, you really don't know what you're going to get when you substitute. So that's something. You know, I'll give you an example. Angel, I'm putting you in the game, so now look, let the offense come to you. Take your time. You know, just feel the ball a little bit before you shoot it. I got you, coach. I got you. I'm for real, coach. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what he said to me. He came off a down screen, which he's supposed to dribble to the middle, make the pass, and then come off another back screen. He came off the down screen and jacked up a shot 8 feet behind the line, hit nothing but net. Now, the entire way to the scorer's table, I just was pumping him up to it because I know what he's thinking. I'm going to get hot. I'm going to get hot. I'm going to get hot. You know, like Russ and him are cut from the same cloth. They're brothers from a different mother. So it's scary. So, but you never know what you're going to get this year when you substitute. So that in itself is intriguing at times.
It's Russellmania. It's like the Linsanity. It's everywhere.
It's not quite that yet. It is mania, but it's a little bit different. Negative connotation to that. Anybody else? All right, see you.